our tropical biome, which houses a tropical rainforest, and our Mediterranean biome, which shows plants on the Mediterranean region, such as olives and citrus. And this is our outdoor biome, where we also show crops and plants that are native to England. And in all of the three biomes, we show how people need plants. So we show cotton growing, and then we show the product that the cotton grows from. So we're actually showing people, helping people to understand that we need plants to survive. So for instance, if there was no cotton, I would have no shirt or trousers. If there was no grass to feed the animals, I'd have no leather on my feet, so I'd be naked. And if there were no plants, there'd be no oxygen for me to breathe, so I'd be dead. So you can see plants are very, very important to us. The Eden Project is built in an old clay mine in Cornwall. In Cornwall, there used to be lots of clay industry, and now that's actually diminished greatly. So lots of these mines are just left abandoned. But our leader, Tim Smith, decided on an alternative use for one, because he wanted to tell the story of the relationship between plants and people. So we built the largest greenhouses in the world, which are absolutely amazing architectural achievements and engineering achievements. But for those of you who are technical, the coating is ethyl tetrafluoroethylene. It's a big bubble of 3 layers of ethyl tetrafluoroethylene, which allows all the sunlight in and helps keep them very warm so the tropical plants can survive and thrive. This is our most recent building, which we call the Education Centre, or the core. And from here we run educational programmes for children and for schools to teach them how important our relationship is with plants and how important looking after the earth is. And as you can see, this all sits in roughly 30 acres in Cornwall. We have a visitor centre up here, and lots of the work we do across the whole site is about telling stories, explaining how recycling is important, and showing people where coffee grows, how it grows on a tree, what colour it is, telling people stories about the farmers who grow the coffee, telling people stories about the farmers who grow the coffee. So they understand. A lot of people don't seem to understand the relationship between themselves and where the products came from, so it's very important. And this is what we're doing here today in Hurstenbosch with our friends here from Japan and Hurstenbosch. We're talking to Japanese people and telling them stories about recycled products and about organic products and alternative uses. We brought one of these over with us. They're actually made in Brazil from cotton. And the factory where they were made is a very unusual factory in Brazil in that it actually looks after its workers. It looks after their health, it looks after their housing, makes sure they're paid a proper wage and they're working in good conditions. And that's another very important message, that we buy goods from places where people are actually employed and treated well, as we expect to be treated. Also, it makes a very useful product that we like. Some photographs here. This is the clay mine we bought in 1998. It shows you what a scar on the landscape it was. Nature takes approximately 100 to 125 years to reclaim the land on its own, but we managed to reclaim the land within 2 years. There was no soil in this pit, so we had to create the soil for the plants to grow in, and we recycled a lot of the China clay waste to make that soil. And today you can see it's a large site full of plants, full of very special plants, full of education and storytelling. We're an educational charity, and education is very important to us, explaining to children and adults stories about the relationship between plants and people and the importance of respecting the earth and not wasting. You can see we have fun as well at Eden. We don't do it all very seriously. We like to have fun. The Eden Project at night looks beautiful. We have music festivals there 5 or 6 times a year. In the winter time we have an amazing ice rink in this stage area, and a lovely festive market, and people come and skate all night and then shop and have supper. So we like to make sure that what we do is fun, and we're telling people new stories in a fun way. We're not there to lecture people, we're there to inspire them.